This one's had a bit of a hit on the way over, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine inside. This is the new C54 ready to run, a Toyota Land Cruiser LC70 or 70 series. They released the body a little while ago now. This is a ready to run version on a completely new chassis and new electronics. Nothing really to talk about on the box. It's 1/16 scale. I always get them out upside down, don't I? WPL are known for their very scale hard bodies. This one's red or like a maroon colour. In fact, it's a little bit lighter than mine, I think. Yeah, it's not quite the same colour, but it's pretty close. Obviously, mine's not a Land Cruiser. So it comes in this red colour. They also do, I think it's listed as maybe yellow on the website. It's actually a beige colour. I'll show you in a minute because I've got one. Comes with a load of trim. We'll talk about that in a second. Fully proportional. This is the standard WPL transmitter. This has been out forever. This hasn't got the soft feel about it. This is their basic one. Throttle steering trim. That is about all you get. Something I like about this one, it comes with the lenses already coloured for your rear light. A little hack for lights that aren't coloured though, this is an indicator. Some of you may already know this. Get yourself an orange and a red Sharpie and you can easily colour them in. I always do the front and the back of them just to make sure you get full coverage. And then you've got orange indicators. Obviously if these didn't come coloured in, it's easy enough to do with your red and orange Sharpie. That's what I've done in the past. WPL have coloured them for us. Thank you very much. You get a charger, it's a new style one. It's got 4 pins on it, so you can't swap batteries over. Little 500 milliamp hour lithium ion. Who remembers the old 6-volt batteries that WPLs came with? If you remember them, you've been a fan for a while. Got some hardware there for your bits and pieces. Screwdriver, that's for your spare wheel on the back. Spare suspension link. You get 2 UJ bits for your drive shafts, and you get 3 spare ball thingy, whatever they're called, for your suspension arm. And you also get this, which generally are used for repairing mobile phones. When they initially released the C54 body, there was no way, unless you had nails, of getting the bonnet or the hood up. So they now include this that you can easily do it with. So the trim, you get a lot of trim in here. You get a spare wheel as well, because you can have it in this configuration. Obviously when you've got your wing mirrors and your snorkel on and your door handles and stuff like that, you can have it in this configuration, which is just your basic model, or you can have it in this configuration, which is the C54-1. You got a different front grille there. You got this front bumper with like your ball bars or roo bars or whatever you want to call them. You get a light bar up top with a roof rack. So you can go on safari, or you can have a nice standard looking one. I like that you can choose between the two. I really do like that. Full interior in there, front and rear. Also in the boot there, or the trunk. We've got ourselves a driver, and this is what we're taking out in a bit. But what I'm going to do first is get the standard trim on this, so you can see them side by side all trimmed up. Then we'll take the body off, have a closer look at it. I'll show you all the changes on it, and then I'll show you how I got on taking it for a run. And I'll talk about a few things that I'm not really keen on with this new one. So C54 and then C54-1. Which one do you prefer? Not that it matters, because you get all the stuff in the box. Very nice, very scale, looks good. Coloured my lenses in with my Sharpie. It is looking good. Right then, gonna just quickly whip the old body off. Pretty sure it's only, I want to say 4, maybe, no, 6. I think it's 6 screws. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 to get the body off, and then 2 to get the battery tray, which is massive, by the way. You could fit a huge battery in there if you wanted to, get loads of run time. So there's your nice hard body. If you want to get the interior out, a few more screws under there, you can drop the interior down and get your driver in. Under here we have got a new gearbox design. What's good about this is it's got reverse transmission, which means the front drive shaft counter rotates the rear drive shaft. What that does is it reduces torque twist, although the suspension's pretty firm on this, so I can't imagine it would have had much torque twist. Torque twist is when you accelerate, it kind of pulls to one side, and it's usually the direction that the drive shafts are going. As you can see on this, they counter rotate each other, so the front one goes the opposite way to the rear. Now that is a good improvement. There's now a 280 motor instead of a 180 motor, And I don't think that's an improvement, and you'll see why in a minute. You could argue that a 280 is going to be more powerful and more torque than a 180, but it doesn't always work like that. My experience of these is they just don't provide the same sort of control as the little 180s do. That's the same size as the MN models come with, and they're never any good. When I first saw this, I did raise my concerns with Edward in the WPL store. He did assure me that it's been geared well. When you see the video in a minute, you can tell me whether you agree with that or not. What they should have done is put a 370 in there, because I'm pretty sure with a little bit of modification you can get a 370 in there anyway. They have got bags of torque. I just don't like these 280, 260, whatever size motor it is. And then we've got what looks like some new electronics under there. A bit different to the original ones. Little 3-wire mini servo under there. That's about it on top. Some more changes underneath. We've got better links now that have got, I always forget what they're called. Ball link connections. Anyway, means it moves nice and free. They look a little bit tougher as well, look a little bit more scale. I think the drive shafts haven't changed. Plastic axle casings, metal gears in there. I think it's plastic gears in the gearbox. Metal frame chassis. Different suspension now, looks very similar to the MN stuff, but I think these are slightly different, and they do have adjustable collars on them, so you can adjust your ride height and stuff. I think that's it underneath. Ready to run tyres, they're a bit hard compound for my liking. You can get softer ones in the store, but yeah, don't know what difference the cost would be just to add the soft ones onto it, but it is what it is. Now let's talk about the performance. So I took this to one of my favourite mini crawler tracks at Springwood RC, and well, I'll let you watch the footage first and then we'll talk about it. I don't know when this video is coming out, but if it's before May the 7th, I think it's May the 7th, I'll put some details on the screen. Springwoods are hosting a little WPL get together. They done one last year, really good fun. So if you've got a WPL in the UK and you want to meet other WPL fans, come down. We're going to head over to the small scale stuff in a minute, but let's just try this 1/10 obstacle first. Low down modulation, yeah, it's not great. Do need to apply a fair bit of throttle to get it going. I preferred the old 180 and the white gearbox. I thought that was a really good combo. Or the 370 and the single speed that's in the C34s and the C44s. Yeah, making all sorts of noises in there. Now it shouldn't have an issue with this climb. Every other mini crawler I've had have done this okay. Is it going to be too tight? Oh no, it should be right. There we go. Come on, get some grip. Get some grip. Oh, no grip on the tyres. If it had traction, I think we'd be alright. Let's try slow. Has it got a drag brake? Yeah, I thought it had a drag brake. Nope. Wow. Loving the body colour on this and all the trim. Certainly looks the part. Just wish it'd have a bit more control lower down. I mean, I appreciate it's ready to run, but still, yeah, look. See how it gets on this little bit. Whoa. Ugh. Come on. Last chance. Nah. It's never going to do this bit. Not a chance. Not a chance. Wow. There we go. As they say, back to the studio. So as you can see, I left there, well, a little bit disappointed. Some of you may think I'm being a bit harsh, but I mean, they look really good. WPL are very good at making, you know, nice scale 1/16. Not many companies do 1/16 stuff. They are very good at that. The mini crawler market is flooded. Just before running this, I'd done the new FTX stuff, which outperformed this massively. So it didn't help. I'd come straight from a really well performing mini crawler to this. Granted, yeah, like I keep saying, it looks better. If you want to focus on the looks of stuff rather than performance,